welcome to the Daily Juice. I'm your host, Shardene Blake, and this is your daily 10-minute pep talk before you start your day. So today, I'm doing a juice with grapefruit, and it has grapefruit, obviously, apples, celery, and mint. And this is like what I like to call my LA juice because I discovered it in LA, and when I drink it, it just takes me back to California, which is a place I love. And I can't wait to get back there. So today, excuse me, just got a little hair in my hand there. Today, I want to talk to you about self-talk. If you don't know what self-talk is, don't worry because I didn't for years. But self-talk is the way you talk to yourself about yourself. So it's like that voice in your head that tells you stuff. Like, check the oven, or you look really fat today, stuff like that. Some of it's helpful, and some of it most definitely is not. And I learned about self-talk about 7 years ago when I went on a course in personal development, and what blew my mind about this was that, I don't know how I didn't know this, or realise it, or no one had ever taught me, but did you know that your mind believes what you tell it? It doesn't know right from wrong, good from bad. It just knows what you tell it. And that makes total sense to me because if I were to imagine something terrible happening, like my body reacts to that. I go into flight or fight. I feel like knots in the pit of my stomach. I feel sometimes like I'm going to be sick. All that stuff that would happen if that terrible event was happening in real life physically happens in my body, and it's obviously flooded with cortisol, with adrenaline, which affects how you eat. Your digestive system shuts down. Like, this is crazy. So I was like, right, so if I imagine something terrible, awful has happened, my body reacts as if that thing has happened. Like, it just believes it without it actually having happened. And then I thought, well, okay, if I can do that in the negative, then I can do that in the positive. So the way that the mind works is like a search engine. If you believe something, your mind will do everything in its power to prove you right. So if you think somebody is like a horrible person, your brain does like a little Google search in your mind, and it drags up every tiny little thing that might indicate, give you evidence that that person is horrible. And it's the same when you talk about yourself negatively. Your mind will go, oh, okay, quick Google search. Here's everything that I can find in the recesses of your mind about how horrible a person you are, or how unattractive you are, or how useless you'll be at this job. And I found that this is like a massive problem, especially in women. I'm sure, I don't know about men, you tell me, men that are watching, is this a problem for you? I'm sure it is for everybody. But then what I realised was, one, I've been talking about myself to myself in the negative without even realising the impact of that. And I never really spoke to myself about myself in the positive. So, hang on, because I think I've messed my juice up. What's that, Dr. Wes? You have no problem there? Well, there's a surprise. So this is the thing with men. Sometimes I just feel like have you heard that saying, like, have the confidence of a middle-aged white man? I feel like that would solve all of our problems. If the right people had the confidence of a middle-aged white man, we would be flying, it would be amazing. So I realised that, say if I were on a diet, which I was on a diet all the time for like 10 years, I would call myself fat, I'd call myself ugly, I'd call myself worthless, without realising that my mind had to prove me right. So if I'm on a diet and I'm telling myself that I'm fat and ugly, then my mind's like, right, make it eat. Make this premonition come true. And I didn't even realise that. That's crazy. So like, say if you want to go for a promotion, but deep down you're like, I don't think I can get this promotion. I think Keith, the middle-aged white man, might do a better job. Your mind would just sabotage you to make that right. So today, you've got up, you've shown up, you're here, you're amazing, by the way. Thank you so much for showing up. Not just for me, but for yourself. Because the more people that show up, the better the world is going to be. And selfishly, that's what I want. But if you today can just pay attention to the way that you talk to yourself about yourself, and just notice, is it good? Is it bad? Is it something you would want to say to a stranger on the street without getting a punch in the face? I think you'll just find that the way you talk to yourself is just not the way you'd want to be spoken to, really. So why are you letting that voice live rent-free in your head? So if you want to go somewhere and do something, you need to tell yourself that you're worthy of that thing, you're capable of that thing. And this has helped me so much. And the first exercise I did for this was a Louise Hay exercise. If you guys have not heard of Louise Hay, you should check out her book, You Can Heal Your Life. It's so good. And it has a section on mirror work, and she encourages you to look in a mirror and look yourself dead in the eye and say, I love you. And that's it. Just look at yourself and say, I love you. And I started to do it, and I was just like, this feels gross, this is disgusting, this is so cringe. Because quite evidently, I didn't have that love for myself. So I did it every day, and like by day 7, I was like, oh yeah, I do love you. And it's taken me till like the age of, I don't know, probably like close to 30 to realise that I'm my own best friend. You are your own best friend. So you better start treating yourself right and talking to yourself in a way that matches up with that idea. Like when you get up, like what are you saying to yourself about yourself? When you see yourself in the mirror, and you're like, do you know what? You can do this. You've totally got this. You're living through a pandemic. Like everything's quite uncertain. But what should be a rock in your life is how you treat yourself. Like you should know that you can show up somewhere and you've got your own back. Because no one's going to have your own back the way you've got your own back. That is for sure. And when you treat yourself right, you don't accept anything less from other people. So there's a comedian called Daniel Slosh, and he has a show, I think it's on Netflix, and he talks about this idea that we're so desperate to be in a relationship with someone or have someone, we're so scared of being lonely that we just make anybody fit that puzzle. And I'm not for one suggesting like your relationship isn't great, I'm not saying that, but it leads onto this idea that if you love yourself just 20% because your self-talk is in the negative and you're telling you stuff like you're not worthy, you can't do things, I wish I was better, I wish I was better looking, I wish I had more confidence, all of those things, so you only love yourself 20%, and then someone comes along and they love you like 30%, you're going to think that's amazing because it's already 10% more than you love yourself. And I think, why do we accept that? And it's because if you loved yourself 100%, if you can accept yourself exactly as you are right now, because there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. If you can accept yourself right now as you are, then anyone who comes along, if they just love you 30% or 40%, you're going to be like, no. And that's just not in like a romantic relationship, that's in every relationship in your life. If you can accept and love and hold space for yourself right now as you are, the people that are going to show up in your life are going to be amazing. And I know that from experience. The times that I have not just shown myself love have been quite miserable at times, and I sometimes haven't attracted the right people into my life. And now that I have this worthiness within me, it's like if I'm not showing up for myself, why am I expecting anyone else to show up for myself? If I'm not making the effort for myself, why am I expecting anybody else to make that effort for me? So today, really just think about how you're talking to yourself about yourself, and show yourself some love. Like, show yourself the ultimate love. Be gentle with yourself. Just tell yourself how absolutely beautiful, amazing, magnificent you actually are. So, I hope you've enjoyed the Daily Juice today. You're all amazing. Have the most amazing day. And if you can't have a good day, then don't fuck anybody else's up. I'll see you all tomorrow. Love you. Bye. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.